Welcome everybody to our coverage of another NBFL playoff game. We are back in the NFC side of the bracket with the blue Lizards, the Atlatl Flechettes, coached by Nelphine. In the red we have Garcangel's Wood Elves, the Woodington Barkskins. This is division round matchup. Winner goes on to play Dash and his Chaos Dwarves in the NFC Championship game. So we've got a very interested party in the booth, but we also have Bazakistine and Lore Bass. So gentlemen, how is everyone?
I'm great, and I'm hoping for a lot of dead players. So I'll just get that out of the way.
So you're a fan of this all-men's line of scrimmage thing, or you think it'll actually prove some tactical value?
I think he's done this a lot, and his plan here is to give up an early score. So I think he can certainly give up an early score like this.
Yeah, and then he just gets to smash on the Wood Elves for 14 turns, right?
That would be the dream. All right, Gark pointing out that indeed there was a different Croxagore suiting up for Atlatl throughout most of the season, but that dude dead. And now we got a baby Crocs. But the rest of the team is absolute dynamite. 100 SVPs, 80, 107, 96, 149, 163. Agility Force Gank, Star Killer. The less we say about him, the better. Another AG Force Gank on the bench. But countering that is probably the best Wood Elf team we've seen in a season. But in all seriousness, we got two Strength 4 War Dancers. Both have Wrestle and Tackle and Sidestep. One is Mighty Blow, one is Fend. Great team, great duo. Danny Kwan, Movement 9, Agility 5, Guard, Step, Wrestle. There's another Agility Catcher, yes, at the bottom. Also has Block now. Good thrower in the back. Bunch of other line elves, so it's about as complete a Wood Elf team as you can see.
Wow, yeah, this is a team that even if they take massive damage, they'll only need 3 players to score.
2.
2. There you go.
Gark has told us 2. That is the Wood Elf way. You need one person to throw and one person to catch.
All right.
And
I'm going to call it.
Good.
Yeah, I'm just going to call it now and say Nelphine's going to lose, because I think this is the first game where he hasn't put Star Killer on the line. So
Bad juju, huh?
I'm saying that's bad juju.
Okay. For inducements, we don't have much. We have a single Bloodweiser keg for the Lizards. Neither team super deep. 2 skinks on the bench versus 3 linos for the Wood Elves.
With Nelphine trying to flex in chat.
I think he's also
SVP player of the season.
I think he's also killed the most SVPs this season, or permed, or injured, or something. His team has brutalized a lot of opponents. And there's a pitch invasion off the start, and it is completely fair and equitable.
I don't think anyone has any complaints on this result here.
No. Okay, we got 4 elves down, including the War Dancer, and by golly, if Nelphine was just a more dirty SOB, he would foul the bejesus out of it. Or maybe the strength of the Movement 9 Agility 5 catcher right next to it. That's a tough call. Which would you foul?
Ooh, the Agility 5. Agility 5.
Yeah. Okay.
Movement 9.
Yeah, against
the Movement
Lizards,
9 is what I'm more worried about than the other stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, and against Lizards is a big War Dancer is less frightening. But something that can just kind of mess with your entire game, yeah, Agility 5 needs to die.
The answer is 100% the War Dancer.
It's the War Dancer.
Really?
It has to be the War Dancer. You have all the stand for him. He can't one turn anyway unless he gets a quick snap.
That's absolutely correct.
And the War Dancer is what can jump in your cage. The way you lose this game is the ball getting popped by someone jumping in your cage. I mean, he has 2, but if you can get one out of the way early, like to the point where, I mean, if I'm Gark here, I'm probably like really trying to protect against the foul. But I mean, I think with almost any other team, I agree that the catcher is the bigger threat because it's 9 MA, Edge 5, and the 2 dancers. But for Lizards in particular.
Oh, right. I'm just checking. They don't use Asaurus as a backup. They're all just for punching.
Backup, what, carrier? Like, I'm literally the only person who does that, and Baz hates it, so...
It's fantastic, isn't it?
I mean,
I enjoyed it thoroughly.
If he had I mean, yeah, you can have a carrier Saurus, and the Wood Elves would be pretty happy about that.
He's not fouling because if he was going to foul, you foul with the unskilled skink.
I think
don't know,
you foul
man.
with Star Killer and
He's
send a
gonna-
message.
You could foul with anything.
Yeah, but I mean,
Croxagore is useless.
you could have marked that guy and got the 3 die with anything, and you chose
Yeah.
the unskilled.
Could just be a mistake.
Well, yeah, it was only the unskilled or the diving tackle who had like easy access.
God, this is a lot of stuff to mark.
No, yeah, they could have. Well, no, you're not going to use Ben Hartstock to like move up to the top.
I mean, maybe the Saurus just have heavier feet.
All right, well, let's see which one he picks to hit.
I mean, this is, yeah, we're probably fouling here. It looks like it's going to be the Dancer.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Reminiscent of a NCBB playoff game between these two coaches where Nelphine was fouling the bejesus out of Gark to little avail. Couldn't get those war dancers off the field. But unlike the NCBB, there's no foul limit here. Other than the fact that you have a limited number of skinks to try with, I suppose. But no, to Baz's point, there's nothing more troublesome to a lizard team than leaping, sacking elves. Maybe Claw, but that's another discussion. A Strength 4 War Dancer can generate a good sack attempt on almost any skink ball carrier imaginable. Like, this one's Agility 4 sidestep. The one on the bench is Agility 4, bunch of them normals. There's no block. There's no Strength 3, Strength 4. There's just a basic little Strength 2 stunty. And it is a nightmare to plan around 2 Strength 4 sacking War Dancers. So yeah, I would agree with fouling the War Dancer. Bold. And I would say normally you don't need to reroll this, but that skink is right there, and you just dodge on a 3 and pick it up with a 4.
This is...
Oh God, what are you doing, Gark?
Yeah,
Yeah,
could be. This could be one already.
Yeah, I mean, you hit...
I mean, I don't think we needed a hand
You
off,
blitz,
but...
you blitz that catcher, and you hope to pick up on a...
Yeah, and if you're gonna hand off, have the catcher on the other side anyway.
We can
And
get one
don't have
of
it
these
all
skinks
the way
over
over
here
there.
and provide a assist for a 3 die.
You think he's gonna stick to it? It looks like he's
No,
double down and just go after the War Dancer again.
No, you've got to go for this. It's a 4 pickup and a 3 dodge with dodge. Oh, that's tough though.
I think you
I mean,
reroll that.
that's a lot better than you rolling pushes and
2, 3, 4, 5,
completely
6, 7,
blocking
8.
your path.
I mean, yeah, now we just need a GFI after the pickup.
There's the pick. There's the
And
move.
there's a
There's the
touchdown.
score.
I mean, wow. That's not how we envisioned this game starting.
And just unforced error by guard. I mean, that handoff was in a bad spot and really provided nothing.
Yeah, wasn't
And
necessary.
it went into the worst spot.
Yeah, I mean, that's always the thing. Like, if you're going to do something like that, you know, sometimes it works out where the ball scatters, like, back to the guy or not in a great spot for the opposing team to pick up. But that's not the start Gark was looking for, but this game is far from over. Still got all the elves, still got all the lizards. There's no wizard or anything weird. It's just 2 teams going at it for another 14 turns, maybe more.
All right, you guys have your fun. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, thanks, sir.
See you around.
Yeah, unfortunate pitch invasion, but at the same time, that wasn't really what happened there.
Yeah, that wasn't the cause of the gaff, but alright, well, time to dust off the cobwebs and focus up, because it's an uphill battle here for Dark.
I'm curious about the setup now versus the setup on turn 1, the all-men on the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure why you don't go back and commit to it again. You gave up.
Do you want them to score quickly? Probably, yeah. Yeah, you want them to score, and then you score, go 2-1 into the half, get the ball again, and then control the game from there. Yeah, I can see the logic in that. So are you trying to say that Nelphine's just a coward or something?
Well, I mean, you gave up 0 blocks on the line of scrimmage. I gotta imagine that would happen again.
I mean,
I think it's gonna
happen anyway.
Yeah.
But
well, we're probably gonna. Ooh, we get a bribe. We're gonna blitz the skink on the line of scrimmage with one of the dancers, and then dodge back on a 2 coming from the top. But okay, so we're giving up 1 hit on the line of scrimmage. Oh, I was wrong.
We're gonna go for
instead going for a source.
No.
But
Yeah,
maybe...
no. Gark wants to score fast.
Then you should have wrestled that guy down?
Yeah, not that fast.
Oh.
I mean, that's the reason you blitz there.
Yeah.
But, like, especially now that they both have free bribes, I don't know that you're ever going to want to wrestle down with a dancer unless you really have to.
That's fair. Not that I wanted to dodge away on a 2 before I've done anything else, but... Also, that war dancer is definitely hittable, that spot. Do you like fielding the maximum number of catchers on the field against lizards when you're playing Wood Elf Spaz, or do you find the strength 2 is too detrimental when you have that many?
Depends what they look like. In this case, I would. They, especially already down 1. I mean, you pretty much, like, the only one you'd think about dropping is the block guard. But, you know, you're probably, like, it's not like your guys on the bench are very good, right? You have the wrestle kick, but you might need that kick later.
Alright, here's a potential turning point in the game if we can get a good blitz on Mr. Leon Gink, who, unbiasedly, I would not mind getting hurt, and neither would Dash, so...
Yeah.
Trying to deal with these guys, and Chaos, and Dwarves all at the same time has been very perplexing.
I don't think you're getting him blitz, though. Strength 4.
Oh, right, you don't have the assist from the Croxabor. Okay, not bad. Move down 1. And now the skink can be blitzed, but that's probably fine.
And I don't think, well... Yeah, I think I go up there and foul that block guard catcher on the ground. With the unskilled skink.
Oh, the one in the middle.
Yeah.
You got a bribe. You can get a shot at something more valuable later.
I mean, that having the bribe makes it potentially okay. The downside is just, like, how much do you care if Gark scores quickly?
It's kind of giving up some room down here on the bottom, but it's going to be hard for the elves to get there without going through that mighty Croxagor first. And he's listening to your strategy, and it did not pay off.
No, it did not. That went about as well. It could have been worse. He could have rolled 3 1s in a row instead of just 2.
True. Reminds me of a time where I was playing in the NBFL with my Dark Elves against Robo and his mighty undead, and I was having all sorts of problems trying to figure out how to beat that team, and one of his dastardly whites was on the ground in front of me. He had gone too far out on offense and was by himself, and I took him down, surrounded him with like literally 8 elves, and I put a boot in him, and literally the only thing I could have rolled to not break armor was snakes. And so naturally I rolled snakes, and everything went downhill from there in that game. So
Yeah,
that's why I don't foul.
There's not much of a worse feeling when you have a bunch of assists and you roll the snakes.
Yeah. No. I don't get it when guys like you and Fitz and everyone else are just fouling left and right, and it's always working, and guys are getting, removed forever, or at least temporarily, and I'm just like, man, I can't even like break armor on a halfling. This is bullshit.
Well, I think the main difference is if they fail the first time, they don't stop, and so
Yeah,
that probably goes a long way.
Wayne Gretzky said you fail all the
you miss
battles you don't take or something like that.
You don't take, yeah.
That Gretzky, known dirty player.
I'm sure some hockey aficionados would disagree with you. I'm not really big into hockey myself, although I was keeping an eye on the game last night.
Yeah, again, like you had an easy dodge there. That Witherspoon's the one that doesn't have tackle. So you just added a 2+ on that blitz for no real reason. Not that it matters hugely, but that's a couple times now that Gark does not seem
not as efficient as it could be.
No, not at all. And I'd probably be 1, 2, 3, 4. Fouling here. I mean, you have the bribe, you may as well use it. If you get any of these, I mean, you're like it sounds just so wrong, but if you can get any of the Saurus out of the game, that's just such a win.
Okay, who are you, and what have you done with the real Bazakistine?
Well, I normally do not have bribes when I'm playing Wood Elves, but whenever I do get bribes, I'm gonna use them.
It's fair. It's a free gift from Nuffle or Satan or somebody.
Nelphine plays with such a lean team that systematically fouling him, no matter what team you're using, has more value than normal. Like at an NBFL level, you're not often going to see a team that's running this lean of a bench, and
3 rerolls.
And like there's some matchups where if I'm playing Lizards, I'm kind of okay with a bunch of skinks on the line of scrimmage. This isn't one of them.
Quick AFO on the badly hurt.
Was that the right decision? I mean, that's a...
I mean, diving tackle is so valuable.
But he's already niggled, and so he's going to be a big target every time he's on the field.
I also think this... I would not be surprised if this is these Widows' last game. So...
What? This is the best team Gark has had in years.
I'm just... Well, I mean, I don't know if you... I don't know if you saw on the... Okay, that one I don't really understand. If you're going to foul, I think you have to come down and do the dancer, even though you don't have the assist on it. It's just like that's... I mean, if I'm Gark and you KO me, but you get banned, I consider that a win.
True. You were saying though?
On the in and out sheet, Gark was non-committal.
Oh, that's right. He said he might be busy.
Right, and I do also know that before this season, he was saying that it might be. Well, let's make sure we get a knockdown here. Okay, so yeah, we'll get in the touchdown, with at least the attempt at the touchdown.
You don't think Star Killer's going to put the old leg out and trip up this catcher?
You don't need to dodge through them. The other two don't have tackle, so if you just go... Now you go up the top, it's
your agility 5
2+2+.
Okay, well, fair enough.
But yeah, I know Gark had been saying something about if we had switched to Blood Bowl 2020 before this season, he might have switched back to Elven Union.
Okay. I'm trying to think if that's better or worse for me. There's our equalizing touchdown. 1-1. It's been a fairly quick half so far.
I think I actually would be interesting. And yeah, I mean, this is actually a really interesting game now because the early Lizard defensive means that Gark kind of has to try to speed things up to an extent, but there's like, I mean, we could easily see, you know, it getting out of hand in either direction. Because if Nelphine gets the ball in the second half up one already, there's really no reason for him not to score quickly. And Gark's obviously going to have to go until he can turn the ball over. So this could easily turn into one of those, you know, 8-9 touchdown games.
Reminds me a little bit of the AFC Championship game 2 seasons ago between you and Rel, where it was 1-0 halftime between Wood Elves and Rats, and we're all just sitting there like, the hell is this? We didn't come to see a chaos mirror or whatever. But then it, as I said in Anchorman, things escalated quickly, and I think the final score was what, 4-5 in overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a hell of a game. When do Rel's Rats play? That's later tonight?
After.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
tonight.
After this game.
It's in 2.5 hours.
Okay. What's left of
A
the
little
Rats
late game.
Or early, I guess, for Rel. What's he like, plus 15 or something crazy?
13. He's 13 hours in front of us.
Yeah,
So it would be noon for him, I guess.
Okay.
Which makes sense. I know he often schedules things for his lunch. And then I don't think it's shown up on. Well, hold on. Let me go back and check really quickly. It's not 100% ironed out, but it's either going to be tomorrow night or Saturday morning for the third game.
What's the third game? Cleveland versus...
The fourth game. Yeah, Malcor versus
Denver.
J-Man.
That's right.
Cleveland,
that's right.
Denver.
Since we are all unbiased at this point, how do we see the rest of the AFC bracket shaping out? Do we think Malcor is just in such a good position that he's got this in the bag, or you know, Amon's got a matchup against Rel that he won last year already, so surely he's pretty confident.
That was last week's game.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Rel beat Amon last week.
Yeah.
God damn, I'm behind. Who's Rel playing tonight then? Wolves.
Wolves.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't know. It will be interesting. I think I've said this about both sides. Is it like this did feel somewhat open? I think Rel's team is definitely like. I mean, he's gonna have 3 loners this game. You know, like if he he's at the point now where even if he's not gonna have much of a bench, and even if he's winning games, he's not. Like, if he ends up losing any positionals, my gut feeling would be Malcor, right? I mean,
Okay.
I think that the bracket's breaking in a way that's beneficial to him. His main downside in a game like potentially against Rel would be that Rel could actually induce a bench in that game, but who knows if that even happens. But I mean, I think any of the 4 could get through.
Okay.
Yeah, and Malcolm's already beat Jamon here just a few games ago and took out one of his best players. One of the Saurus gone, dead, and another one niggled, I think.
Oof.
Yeah, and it feels a little backwards, but that's a game where all the minus MA Jamon has really matters, in my opinion.
It's true.
Because
Can't get away.
you're likely to fall behind on players. And so you kind of need the ability to flip around, and that ability is just not there. And in this one, I mean, solid cage, you know, there's my one thing here is it's pretty easy to blitz Roddy if he so chooses. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now it would take some GFIs to then get back out, but like I think you could argue that's somewhat worth doing.
You're saying take like Leon, go through the gap next to Witherspoon, and blitz Roddy White, and then are we tagging the ball or are we just?
We might be dropping back out. We might. I'm not sure what I do.
Yeah, you wouldn't think about leaping in and just hitting the ball now.
I mean, that's also an option. That might be better, actually.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm a little bit rusty on the fact that like you actually need to blitz the ball.
Yeah, he's gonna hit the ball.
What else? Yeah, that's better.
No.
What was that? A misclick?
Oh, he's going.
I'm confused.
Yeah, I don't know why he took the extra.
I mean, it shouldn't matter,
It
but
doesn't
like
matter, but
it does because it uses when you leap, it uses 2 MA. So in this case, it wouldn't have mattered, but he would have had to GFI to keep moving, which, you know, sometimes you might care about. And blitzing the ball was probably better. I mean, I hate the relative lack of good recovery I see, but you kind of have to get it on the ground, right?
Forcing the lizards to kind of like break the cage and scatter around. I mean, you're not gonna be able to force a.
I do not like that GFI though.
Before you do the rest of this, yeah.
Oh God, I don't like those either.
Lots of GFIs.
Well, we're going for it.
But it's a lot of pressure on the cage now.
It is, but I think you have to move Raffo somewhere else first, because where it is right now, I mean, you're letting the Crocs just block his way onto your other dancer, and you not a huge deal, but that other dancer needs to be as free as possible in case the lizards do get past this.
Yep. That is one of the great things about the Croxagore facing off against war dancers who aren't Agility 5. It's that tagging it with the tail. It's like, how lucky are you feeling? I mean, a 3+ with dodge.
Oh God, Star Killer.
Pretty good. Yeah, Star Killer going for the block early.
I mean, I guess that's just a 2+, which is absurd. Like even without Dauntless hitting.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Well,
there's
no more kick.
No more kicker.
Yeah, I mean, you're marking with the niggle there, and that's the other thing about that particular mark is you still got hit with Tackle Mighty Blow on your dancer.
I kind of hate that follow. We should have stayed there and dodged away the skink at the bottom and fouled the dancer at the end of the turn.
No, you can't.
But
you've got to move forward.
No more bribe. You need to get in the end zone. You've got
Do you though? Do you have to score? It's tied. Just beat up the elves now and then win in the second half, right?
If you score, I think you have like your 90+% favorite. If you don't score, I think you're like 55%. If that.
But it's about sending a message.
Oh, I just realized this catcher was niggled as well. The one that used the Appo. That makes me not as happy with that Appo.
One of the reasons I was kind of not as worried about having to play Gark if I had to play Gark would be he had a bunch of nickel guys, and that just for me means guys I get to remove really easily. There he goes.
There goes again. Destined to be badly hurt this game, I suppose. Now we can reform the cage pretty well, or we just stop moving?
Well, okay, so we are going to get the foul. Which?
We're handing off first. But the problem... the problem with this is that the war dancer can just straight up leap in there without having to do anything else. Although, it's not going to be favorable.
I mean, you're going to get a dancer's going to be able to get in regardless, right?
Oh, Rafa's over here, yeah.
I think the bigger problem is Guard doesn't really have to go for it now, right?
You've got a long way to go if you're Nelphine.
He can go and stay ahead to an extent. I mean, this skink has sprint, but he doesn't have sure feet. The other one has both. But still, I mean, that being said, knowing Gark, I think it's very likely he's going to go for it pretty quickly again. Although there's really not a place to blitz
there's not a 2-die on the ball now, so I think you back up.
We blitz the Croxagore, take everybody back, and okay, never mind. We do whatever this is.
No, he's blitzing the Crocs.
But why would you move that lino there first, then?
I'm not sure, and I don't know why the lino there exactly either. If it was a catcher, I'd be like, okay, well, he's getting something in range.
I was gonna say, yeah, he's not quite in scoring range, not even close.
And you pretty much can't get something in range. And I mean, I guess you're really just thinking you're going for the ball again wherever it is. It's not like you're trying to stay back in front long term. What are we doing?
Going for it.
He's apparently going for it, which I'm not a fan of, but of
Eddie
course we get it. I mean, tackle, wrestle. It's pretty.
Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I didn't like that. Well, it's not.
If you went down, it could go towards the AG5. Granted, this is still relatively in range of Danny.
Yeah, Danny Quinn gets it here, and the AG5 can go catch it. You throw a pass.
You send him closer to the end zone. You go pick up with Danny, and you throw to the corner, and then you can only blitz one of the two, and you can hope the other one picks up next turn for a touchdown. If that makes sense. If I was using my John Madden Illustrator, I'd be taking Rumel at the bottom, sending him towards like the little claw of the Atlatl logo.
The Skinks can go pick it up no matter where it goes. So.
Yeah, but they can't throw reliably, so. If I chuck it to the corner, I've got two catchers back there. I feel pretty decent about my chances of getting it next turn, whether the Skinks fail something or a Dancer gets free and knocks it out.
Well, the second of those is going to be not easy.
We didn't do a pass action. Okay. Which seems strange considering we still have the reroll available.
I think we're going to get as many. Oh, okay. No, he's going to go back.
Oh, right.
And then he's going to screen.
Sprint.
Although I think that, I mean, this is make. Gotta say.
God, this is a lot of GFIs.
Yeah,
and there's a massive hole.
Oh yeah, the one in the back.
I think the other catcher is going to come plug that, right? Yeah, there.
You should have done that first, probably.
Well, no, he's not.
I think.
No, he's going to try the 3+ at the end.
Yeah.
All right. Well, no harm. Well, to an extent.
If you make that. All right. Well, now Star Killer can come there on a 2 and.
4+
3.
break tackle. This might be the best decision.
Better than a 3+ dodge with tackle and wrestle?
Well,
I mean, it is a 1 die versus a 2 die potentially.
Reroll.
Yeah, no reason not to. Yeah, I guess it's just so I'm not used to even considering the fact that
you could have a skink.
He has a skink do things.
Yeah.
God, if Star Killer like makes a incredibly key play, does that justify Nelphine's pick, or does that let us laugh at him considering he was the one who kept saying it was a useless pick and he just wanted it to die?
I mean, he can get a 2 die really easily by running Roddy White around for the assist, and then.
Yeah, but you're pretty damn happy if that's what happens in your guard. But I mean, I guess you kind of have to get it right.
Yeah, you have to take the ball.
I mean, it's a wrestle.
Oh,
you've got tackle. He's not.
Maybe.
I think he's going to get the break tackle then. He doesn't.
Use it before you lose it, I guess.
He doesn't have to do the 4+. He can use a 2+, 2+, 2+.
Is that
and
better?
He can make that 3 die. Well, because there was a
he can go around.
Well, yeah, I guess just the 3+ and but okay.
Get some scoring range, makes sense. But now we need Ben to pick up the ball after moving some Sorai first. feels weird.
I mean, he's worried about the fact he might only have one scoring threat, and that even if it's a blitz without block, a both down would potentially take him out. Although he'd still technically be in range because he has sprint. So I wanted to actually, but it's still a pretty, with AV7 and all.
Yeah, stunty.
And you're all of a sudden doing GFIs at the end, and if the ball bounces the wrong way, and there's a lot added to it. I mean, your number one thing here obviously is like not losing, but
Go for it.
We'll get on the second one. This smells like an injury.
Ooh,
where do you sidestep? Closer to the catcher?
Yeah. No, perfect.
Now you're pretty happy with that if you're Nelphine.
That's a great scatter.
Wait, are we? Who's happy and who's not?
Gark is happy with the scatter.
But Baz is thinking Nelphine's happy with the scatter.
Nelphine's happy because of how close it is to him.
True.
He can pick up the ball and then get the skink back somewhat hidden. Although, I mean, this other dancer's going to be able to hit him pretty much wherever he goes.
Yeah. I'm just thinking the pick up 4+ with no reroll.
I think we go...
It's a 3+ because of...
Oh, it's a 3+. I don't have
the
him
plus edge. That's one of the reasons I would have considered stepping down with Danny, but there's risk either way. And
I think that's where I'd go. And then after I pick up the ball, I've kind of blocked myself off, but we have dodge, so we're hoping it works. And we just snuggle in between the two Sorai and pray the dancer doesn't do his thing, I guess.
I did not have the AG4
Oh, he is passing when he doesn't have a reroll? This seems...
I mean, it would be a 3+ pass, but he's going to have to do some GFIs to do it. So yeah, this kind of seems like madness. Oh, and that's not where you want to see the one if you're Garg.
Well, there
that
it
is.
Oh, it goes next to the Croc score though. Interesting.
Yeah.
That skink is not in range. That one is. So we're. Man, who do we take that guy down with?
Blitz with Gink and get the Crocs down.
Yeah, I mean, your option. That's probably what you do, right? And then you probably try to
leap away, and then.
I was gonna say we could -2 die the Crocs with our wrestle, and then use our blodge Lino to go hit the skink. It's not great.
The issue with that is like, a skull's obviously a disaster. I mean, I think you're going for the score here. Right, like I mean, if you can knock the Crocs down with the dancer, then just like literally anyone can pick up and go throw to the other Edge 5, and
yeah, but he's covered by Star Killer. There's no way he's gonna get away.
True.
Star Killer is the best player in the league. He's gonna trip right here. Watch.
He did eat a reroll.
He did eat a reroll.
Okay, I don't understand this one at all. If you're, oh God, what card? If you're gonna do that,
oh boy.
I mean, I can't think.
Yeah, I don't know. This is
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2+2+ for a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do that, you just split Star Killer with Gink.
The dancer. Yeah. Because we were gonna throw to that guy, right? Artemis?
Yeah,
the only one
I assume so.
Alive, and
so, like, I don't think the thought's necessarily bad. It's not something that I even considered. I just assumed that we were going to try to score on the other one, but it's.
That is a backbreaking turn of events potentially.
Yeah, and both KOs stay out, so yeah, I think that probably does it. I mean, going for the win is definitely respectable. But I think that it's. Your dancer is going to be able to dodge out, 35 out of 36 times instead of 30 without needing to use a reroll. And then you have 3 die on Star Killer. And then it's... easier. You kind of go from there. It might still not happen because I don't know. I have no idea what the pass would be in the Crocs' tackle zone. I'm guessing a 3+, and then it would have been a 3+ catch.
Did he have any movement left after trying to pick up the ball? I want to say he was out, but it happened so fast that I'm not sure.
He might have had one.
Because then you can get away from the croc score to get away from that penalty, but you're still throwing over 3 players into someone who's in a tackle zone, catching the ball, albeit with catch. So yeah, I mean, a lot of dice there. Order of operations probably could have been a little different, and Nelphine was able to take advantage, and now Gark's got to make something happen.
I mean, he's still got strength 4 war dancers and the ability to go get the ball. So.
Singular strength 4
A strength 4 war
yes.
dancer, yeah, because the other one is still knocked out. But
Yeah, but there's a good chance you're only getting one shot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more conservative than some coaches. I think I would have gone for the skink there that was in scoring range and been okay with that. Whether or not that's the better play, you could argue to the end of time, but I don't know.
I think I go for the score, but I wasn't even looking at what he tried. So
This
probably
is probably
me,
not
on
worth a
him.
reroll. Is anyone within range?
Oh,
Let's do some counting.
Yeah, it's worth a
2, 3,
reroll.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2. Technically, Danny was in range thanks to Sprint, but
I mean, I just don't think you can end your turn there and have what else scatter where they want to go without being set up for some kind of defense.
then maybe he should have moved the other guys before picking up the ball.
Yeah, nope, that is correct. But he didn't.
But he
once
didn't,
did,
yeah.
you've got to use the reroll there.
That's an I, thank you. Alright. What do we do here is Gark.
I mean, I think I maybe just blitz Tori Olsen and foul him, which seems like a wasted turn. But if you can get a big guy off the field,
And you do have the bribe, which is not what I remembered when you said that. I tilted my head inquisitively, but it makes a little more sense now.
It's only because you need something to go your way, and you have the bribe, and you push him up and you surround him, and you get a nice gang foul in.
Okay, well we do get the
won't be
takedown.
won't be a gang foul. Well, it gets to stand firm. Still could be a gang foul.
I mean, I'd be somewhat surprised if he actually does that.
Yeah,
not that I disagree with your thought process. Ooh.
No, if you ask him if I thought Gark would do that, the answer is no. But I think that's
Man, Gark is just he's rolling all the dice.
Oh
what?
God. He doesn't care about what else anymore.
No, I think I don't necessarily hate this either because I'm gonna mark up these guys that can't get away.
But that's break tackle. B, it's mighty blow tackle into your best catcher.
Okay. Oh wait, I did not have that one marked as guard. I was about to say what? It's yeah. I mean, I guess you're trying to get the other catcher into range. I mean, you're making Nelphine.
Yeah,
I don't understand all the GFIs. I mean, it's Gark's rolling so much dice this game, and
and I like the
get that he fell behind early and you've got to do things, but is that catcher any better there than where he would have been?
No,
than down one.
And thinking about it, I like the idea of pressure, but then if you pressure, it's 2-2, and Nelphine's got the ball again.
Well, I mean, you don't really have a choice there.
Eventually have to do something because you have to score.
You're going to fall farther down in players with time. And if it's 2-2, but you get your other dancer back.
That's true.
Also, you know,
That's true.
And then all of a sudden a quick snap, or even if everything goes right for Nelphine, a quick snap or right can do some things for you.
I think I disagree with not making that a 3-die. Although we can still blitz on the Star Killer. I guess the one thing I didn't consider at first was the source at the bottom doesn't have tackle, and so your War Dancer, which is absolutely held or like hung out to dry, like it's still like, you know, you're searching for a POW, so he's in a decent spot there. But
yeah, it's just like instead of marking the tackle with, you know, such an important player, you have this blodger who is on the Crocs who like 1 in 9 times can dodge away, which is going to happen more than some of these 2+ GFIs he's doing, like as it actually works. And you're doing the 3+ dodges on the bottom, so it's not like you're that worried about it. I'm not saying that like it's, you know, being aggressive with it makes sense to an extent, but I think that there were some of those GFIs weren't really needed, and I think that Gark's been.
We should probably move the ball before we do anything. Like, what's our?
I think he's going to
hit.
He's going to hit the dodge guard guy and see what happens and where he wants his cage set up. I think, but no, he's going to go ahead and move the ball now.
Well, there's not a super obvious place to put the ball.
No.
Like you've
used all your resources.
Oh, wrestle him down.
No. Well, that's the dancer's wrestle.
Yeah.
But
you don't want to get fouled.
not even that. Like wrestles. That's insane. Now you're giving up a 2-die on your other agility force gank.
And if you're Gark, well, okay. Well, if you're Gark, it's, you know, I guess getting out with your dancer is not super easy. It's now a leap, which hey, but I kind of did like that sidestep, just because it makes it.
Do we go north?
I have absolutely no idea where the ball's going. I mean, for all the talk about how thinking that Gark rolled too many GFIs, I can't really argue with results.
Yeah. The ball is not going to be safe.
Like, if you're Nelphine, I don't really know why you're not. I mean,
this is also why the setup,
I don't know.
I didn't love the setup, because at this point you've got your 4 Sorai plus the 3 Sorai plus Crossgore up front, messing around with the part of the team that doesn't matter. You've got 2 others stuck here on, you know, couldn't get the War Dancer down. Where are your cage resources? And oh boy. Oh boy.
Both these guys love their GFIs today.
I think coaches in general love GFIs too much, especially since they don't take sure feet. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but
the funny thing is, man, like, less so now, but some of those games with my ranked lizards, I mean, I'm talking about 50 GFIs in a game. It was amazing because I had 2 sprint sure feet 4-ad skinks that were just, they're never going to fail, right? And then they would.
As a Chaos Dwarf coach who loves his bulls, that fails all the time. Sure feet is a trap that gets your guys killed.
No more of a trap than dodge or anything else.
So this is a little difficult because you have to go right for the ball again, but there's not a very clear way to do so. Well,
we have our
to do so with the dancer. Clear way to do so with the dancer.
Yeah, I was gonna say thrower can come around. I mean, you're hunting for a POW again, but
well, you can.
You might want to send Thranduil instead, even though he's marked by tackle, so that if it does work, you have the thrower.
No, that's fair. I mean, just
I might also consider throwing the half die with the dodge guard on the skink first, because if you get the POW, then running the dancer in becomes
free
an option.
Yeah.
But then again, like,
it's not a half die.
A 2-die. I definitely meant 2-die.
Yeah, let's say I started looking at it. No, that's a 2 die. The other option, it's probably not as good, but you could actually just hit the diving tackle and push.
And then push the line out. It
guard.
doesn't get
Then
you
you
a
have
lot,
to get that.
but
Yeah, it didn't get you much. I mean, you have
2,
to make.
3, 4, 5,
Oh
6,
shit!
7.
Yeah, I do not have diving tackle marked on that one, do I?
Yeah, he's got diving tackle.
Yeah. Well, no, you did have it marked, or at least you knew about it because you said you wanted to block him to get the war dancer for you. But...
Well, I just literally meant so the dancer could walk up and then leap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
you can also always just go crazy and do the 3+4+ with the dancer.
I was also looking for ways to fill in next to the dancer and the skink so we could chain push the dancer, but I don't think there's any good way to do that. Nor doesn't get as much because you'd be blocking off the way you want to go anyways.
I don't understand this one.
Okay, if you're gonna do this, then you can't stand up that other catcher. Like, if you're gonna go with like the more conservative route and say, "Oh,
we're gonna leap and mark."
Bruh, if you're gonna be rolling the die, we're gonna put ourselves in the tackle zone of tackle.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna dodge and try to knock him down, but it's got to stand firm. It doesn't. Yeah.
And you don't have guard on the dancer, so a lot of a lot of interesting play. It's not just this game. All the playoff games that we've covered so far, it's tough. It's all of a sudden this isn't week 6. You're playing whomever. This is win or go home. These are good teams, good coaches. You get a blitz early or a key removal, and all of a sudden, you're like, oh snaps! I need to, do something important. And
yeah, I'm just like,
it's tough.
Okay, so I don't understand why you're not doing the last dodge there in that case.
To go one more.
I think that's just to protect the war dancer from getting hit.
Yeah, but you can still come in from the bottom.
But all you have to do is do a little bit of marking.
That's nice. That's a nice foul.
Okay, that obviously helps a lot. But I don't know. I just like if you were going to leap with the dancer.
Wouldn't you go in between the skinks? Like one square to the right?
I mean, yeah, that would have been my first thought. Although I guess he was thinking that like you could have it pretty like relatively locked in some. I don't know, but
well, he wants it away from the Thorai in the back, but you can still just walk there easily.
Yeah, I guess I'm just. For me, it's more like if you were going to leap, then like if.
Are you saying you should have just gone all in and leapt for the ball?
Either leapt in, kind of looks like a serve. No, it doesn't. Well, that would be insane.
You could have. It just doesn't gain you a ton. Can we push here?
It loses you the ball. Yeah.
Wait, no. Yes.
No,
if he goes, I was gonna say.
Yeah, now he can move right back onto the ball. Oh, don't go there.
Oh no.
Oh, he's in tackle still. Oh no. Don't worry, he's gonna roll pushes because in like 99% of cases, you roll pushes here. Every time.
Now you still go to the square where you would have been if you had stepped to the right place. No.
Yep.
What?
Wait.
Oh, I guess that gets you away from a guard.
Yeah.
Like you're not in 2 guard anymore.
And it gets you away from.
I don't know that you care at this point because like he's already used his blitz. So.
Well, I'm just yeah.
I don't know.
I was thinking for trying to hit the ball later, but the ball's not going to be there anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay, so we dodge down, and then right, and then right. Then we have a cage near the sideline, I guess? Are we trying to... we can't block this. Literally can't block this.
I have no idea what we're trying to do at this point.
Run for it.
Okay, he was just putting diving tackle on the dancer.
Yeah.
It seems like a fairly easy way for the dancer to get there.
Just leap
I mean,
out.
the dancer doesn't. Well, let's see how these last ones go.
Oh, that's
Okay,
brutal.
the dancer doesn't, or you can just literally 2+ with blodge and go that way.
Sorry, who?
Your blodge line elf.
Who's marked by tackle?
He's marked by tackle, so the dodge does not matter. But the
I mean,
block,
it is better than leap technically, but
2, 3, 4. Yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% on the maths between the 3+, having tackle or not versus the 3+ to 2 or 2+.
Considering you would need either a boat down or a POW with a 2+ versus a 3+ leap and then a 2+ dodge with dodge, but you have wrestle and tackle, and you could get a POW.
Well, wrestle doesn't matter because he doesn't have block.
Right. I mean,
right.
Block,
it's block versus you're going to get blocked.
It's either a 2 but no tackle or a 3 with tackle.
Right. The 3 has an extra 2.
Oh, no, 1 would fail either way, technically.
Well, in that case, this is better. Now that it worked.
Now that it worked, yeah.
Because you're less likely to have to actually reroll the block.
And now chaos ensues.
I mean,
You pick up with the thrower.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have to pick it up.
Yeah, you do, but you have to roll 2+ to get there either way because it would need a GFI, and the thrower has sure hands, so it is a little more likely to actually get the pickup. And then you can drop the thrower back all the way down to the 1 line, and he should be fine.
You have a bribe. Foul this game.
I think you need to drop back 1 more, because now you're in. The source can hit you. Well, if you drop back 1 more, the only one that could have hit you was the. Well, hold on. 2, 3, 4. Was the Crocs, and that would have needed a POW.
Oh, he is going for it. Oh.
Stun is great. That's all you really needed there.
You're happy with that. And now I think you got to dodge out the dodge guard and screen.
No.
Yeah, you can't. I don't like the block there. I think it's got to.
Wait, yeah,
be a dodge.
You're blocking into wrestle without block and you use the reroll.
I don't hate it because the push pushes you into the 2 skinks,
but
clearly it doesn't work if you double skull.
Yeah, and we've got to blitz Danny here and then set up for the next couple turns.
Yeah, well.
Yes, you are right most of the time.
I mean, the ball can still just be hit, which is why I would have wanted to dodge the last back. Now, it's not doesn't make a lot of sense to hit in this case.
Yeah, you got to go hit.
Play for another down.
Anyone here? Where'd he go?
Definitely unlucky with the self-removal, but
just
overall
needed. I was gonna say I think we use our tackler here, but well, we get the 3 dice. So, God, I want to foul that thing.
4-man's tackle.
God, I hate. Part of me hates watching this game because Danny Kwan is someone I would have wanted to draft, but Gark traded up ahead of me to get. And then I also wanted Star Killer, not as a meme, but an actual frog blitzer.
Yeah, because he actually would have been really good on your team.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love the wrestle, but against dwarves and chaos, it probably actually would make sense.
I don't know.
So.
Wrestle's pretty solid,
No, it is, but I think as someone who's a hitter or a blitzer, it just feels so counterintuitive, and that's actually that's an okay result for Nelphine.
Yeah, no, if you're Nelphine, you're pretty fine with that at this point.
Might be the only thing that Crocs does on the little score sheet all day. 1 block, but that's all he needs to do sometimes.
So yeah, now if you're Gark.
Oh, Mighty Blow. Did Mighty Blow change?
Yeah, Mighty Blow you don't get to use when you knock yourself down. So a player with Mighty Blow that falls down because they don't have block doesn't get to use their Mighty Blow anymore. They're prone.
Oh.
Ooh, that's an apo.
There
Has to be.
Nice apo. Yeah, that's.
So taking a boat down with a big doesn't get you a whole
The
lot anymore.
apothecary comes through and
Okay.
keeps the big guy on the field.
Interesting.
Okay, you got to be on the other side.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have to cover the top part, and then this guy can come around for the bottom part.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, there's been a few little things in this one.
I mean, that's the difference at the highest level. Generally,
And at this point, I don't really even love throwing Danny down. I'd almost rather, like...
You'd rather him try to make a play on the ball, right?
I mean, you have the two, like, the way I see it, you're probably trying to score turn 8 now, right?
You have 3 rerolls versus the 1, yeah. I mean, you're getting lower on players, but a lot of them are KO'd.
Although I guess the downside of scoring turn 8, I mean, and only you need some KOs back. So
yeah,
that makes
you want 2K, you want 2 shots
hard.
of KO. So I think you at
Turn
least
7.
maybe try to score on turn 7.
Yeah. I mean, you do have some sidestep, but obviously they're on key players, and putting them on the line to stop a one turn.
How much sidestep is left? I guess is the question.
There's 3 if the dancer comes back, but they are your 3 best players. So,
yeah. But
if you're
you
trying
have to do it to win the
overtime,
game. But yeah.
Well, I mean, if the dancer comes back, is the rub there, right?
He'll come back.
If the dancer doesn't come back, you don't have the sidestep.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean,
do we go for broke here and 2 die with Star Killer, or is it'd probably be a 1 die? But blitzing these catchers. I mean, if Gark wants to score next turn, he can. If we make a play on the ball here and we get it, we can turn this around. If we don't get it, we might be able to force Gark to score before turn, 5, 6 anyways, which is what we want at this point.
Well, at this point, if you're Gark, you're either scoring next turn or you're trying to stretch this thing out. Like, that's kind of the moment, I think.
Okay, yep, we're going forward with Star Killer. Boy, he is just trying to make him an important player at this game, isn't he? Well, keyword try.
This is what happens when you literally don't let a player be important the entire season. I don't know what it's a
strength for these.
You failed a 3+ Nelphine. Like, I don't really understand the frickin' elves or the law in this case.
He said that a while ago.
Well, didn't he just say the law?
No, I think it's been there for about a minute, but
maybe I'm insane. Probably.
I was not at all paying attention. So
we can just sit in the corner here for a little bit. I mean, we do have break tackle up top on the source, so that's something we got to keep our peepers on.
Yeah, but if he uses the break tackle to
I'm not saying for like next turn in particular, but like the next couple turns. It's like, oh, he can't get there without,
and we're just gonna score.
Oh, that's terrible.
One of the KOs back. That is, he's still got 9 players, which is,
Well, it was the second best one. It was the dodge guard, so you got that going for you.
You would take the dodge guard over the blodge guard catcher?
Okay, apparently I've not marked half of the players on this game.
Yeah.
I was constantly looking at them.
Yeah.
To be fair, I forgot at the start too. Like we're like turn 3. I'm like, oh shit, let me get this for the specs, and for myself. Man, this has been it's been a fascinating game. It's not been textbook, but you know what? If there's anything I've learned,
so
go ahead.
If one thing we've definitely learned is if you're Gark, you almost want Nelphine to have the ball because that's when everything that's
offense.
good.
Yeah.
That's everything. Like that's when everything that good's happened for you.
You're gonna get a shot at it.
That being said, I mean, this isn't too hard of a scoring situation. Like you're giving them 3 turns.
Why do we have 5 guys, 6 guys on the line of scrimmage?
Because you got to throw as many hits as you can.
Well, now you get to throw less.
Well, actually, like perfect defense win a few cases where it actually looks like decent because you're still going to get your 3. Where this ball scatters has become a pretty big deal.
Oh, it'll be a long way to go for lizards.
I mean, not too terribly hard because
I mean, you're movement 8 and you have sprint and you're agility 4. But
if there was 2 turns instead of 3.
Also, I just realized that Roddy White has catch, so that's actually vitally important.
Yeah. He's selling out for this. The touchback is going to absolutely murder him.
But he could also win the game if it's not. So, it's just it's up to Nuffle, as it usually is, because none of us are good enough to make our own luck.
God, I just looked at the
3 out of 8
chat, and I just want to say, fuck you, Wog.
I thought that's who that was.
Yeah, that's who it is.
Okay, it's out.
Yeah.
So we're giving it to the Croc score.
Right.
No, Amon.
Sean Weatherspoon gets the ball here, right?
No, not with the wrestle. There's no strip ball, but if the War Dancer didn't have wrestle, I'd almost consider. Okay, he's doing it. Is he listening in? No. This is twice today.
I think that's
I mean, to be fair, the dancer is.
You're going to put him in. You're going to put him in a cage with guard now, going up the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you really need this ball to stay in if you're a guard here.
This is. I mean, we'd probably just blitz the lino, but I'd be tempted to blitz the catcher.
I think I hit the catcher.
I think you just get. Well, I don't think you get more room either way.
I mean,
but
the War Dancer can't get there because he sold out for the ball landing in bounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there was not a ton of value having the dancer there versus in a couple.
Squares down.
Like there's some, but it obviously hurts here. But also with it being in the 5-string hands, like it's not like yeah, Amon, but there's like 70 stand firm on the lizard team, so you need a riot or a quick snap.
Oh, I thought he's going to take the 3
If you could you have come in from the bottom and then blocked him into the other? Well, I guess at this point you just want to maximize your resources, so getting the extra block is not actually beneficial. But yeah, we want to get all of our boys over here. Star Killer can actually mark both elves and do his job.
Put William Moore next to the ball before I do anything else.
Yeah, I want my Mr. Moore over here too.
Yeah, I'm curious what Gark's going to do. I mean, pretty obviously you're gonna end up the turn after this taking your War Dancer shot.
Yep.
But even then,
I mean, what are we thinking with a reroll? It's like 40 something with wrestle and hoping for a POW. Just even disregarding the leap, just the
a half dice to what 25%, so something around there, yeah. A little over 40, I guess. That sounds better than you'd think.
Yeah.
But you also have to leap in, and of course there's the skink, who I don't really.
You have sure feet, but.
Oh, does that one have sure feet? Okay, then yeah, that's fine.
let me help you describe the skills of all the different players.
Well, that one is just too many skills, so I just marked him Roddy, but then I forgot what skills he had.
I forgot what Roddy is.
It's not super helpful.
Okay.
To anyone.
I have him as sidestep SP. What is that letter? What the hell is SP? Yeah. What am I doing?
Probably sprint.
Oh yeah.
I use a lowercase s for sprint and sure feet because they're pretty much the same thing to me.
That's fair.
It's a guy who's going to try to go further than he normally does.
That's true. I actually ended up losing to Gark in our second game in this season because there was a catcher at column 11. Basically, he was at max distance with sprint, and I forgot that he had sprint, and so I didn't block him with I think it was just like a random line frog, so it could have failed, but not pushing him out of range actually ended up costing me. So there is a difference between sprint and sure feet. It's just very rare. Thank you, Amon.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the kick out of bounds really did sink this for Gark in a lot of ways, but...
That's why you should have saved your Apo for the kicker, instead of the catcher who got hurt again. I'm mostly kidding, but...
Yeah.
Are Wood Elves a team where you should probably have, like, 2 kickers and do what Skaven do?
I mean, I have had 0 kickers on my Wood Elves through 4 seasons, so...
By choice?
Yep.
I know you liked it on Skaven, and you said you don't like it on Dark Elves. Or maybe Frogs. So what's your theory?
Wood Elf linemen are 4 Ag and 7 MA and can take...
Too valuable.
And they can take agility and general skills, and it's, you know, I had to get guard on all mine, so I don't know. I mean, I've gone back and forth in it. I tend to like wildly swing too far one direction than too far the other with a lot of things, but I don't.
That's a weird spot for that dancer, isn't it?
Also, with how conservative I played them, like it's not like I was with the Skaven. I was constantly trying to pressure the ball. Less so with
what else?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
All right, like with the rats, like I take it early with vampires.
Our war dancer is not screwed off at all, unless we get him 3 squares down, right? No, we went for we do have the bribe, but
yeah, you have the bribe. I like it,
but we need to screen off the dancer.
If you
the dancer is the only one who can stop the score, unless you're just hoping that you can double screen next turn, and then the Saurus can't get through. In which case, we hand off to a skink who's stunty agility 4 with dodge.
Yeah, that's like the main problem I see.
Now, Nelphine's positioning here is going to be very critical. It's going to be very... It's very simple to just be like, oh, yeah, I'll just make a cage here at the bottom and do this, and... Okay.
Yeah, so he's going to put Sean right next to Roddy, and so if you mark him, he can just hand off.
True, but if he does get the wrestle over there, that you could push him into the... Well, if you get the POW, you can push him into the... next to the sideline and have it scatter, but we're also assuming
we got to stand firm.
Okay, well, that's fair. I should probably look at the stuff that I mark, since I did bother to mark. But yeah, are we going to be able to get this guy in front? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not really. We're going to have to get that skink around. I mean, again, we're not that worried about giving up a hit to anything besides the dancer.
Yeah, I think you're right, Amon. I think having the source down 1, considering he has stand firm, because like this is not helping a ton. And that's
God. Dangerous.
You don't need rerolls for overtime if you don't plan on overtime.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I would have done that after I do the blitz. And we still have a skink to move at the bottom who's free, and we still have a skink who can move on a dodge. Because you absolutely have to save that reroll if you fail that GFI, for example. Like, you have to save it for a potential handoff. And we're not blitzing the war dancer? Like, I know that guy's technically the 1-turn threat, but again, we've covered this. He's got a lot of stand firm. Just as, like, of this season, because we finally convinced him that it's a good skill. I mean, it's going to be really difficult to get the dancer over there.
Is it?
You've got to go the long way up top, the long way around at the bottom. If you try to leap over, you don't have leap to get in. He's only he's a mere agility 4, guys. He's not a god.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to roll some 2+, but that's fine.
He's trying to roll a lot of 2+ this game, so he's perfectly prepared for that.
To be fair, both have. True. Okay.
Are we
what did that dodge get you?
I was going to say, are we getting the guard in there for an assist, but that's not our guard catcher. I was thinking maybe he's trying to make it a 1-die.
Guess you're just going to mark Ben and... I mean, it doesn't matter. You're half die no matter where you're coming in from. You didn't need to mark that guy,
no,
right?
if that was Danny, for example, and you go get the guard next to Sean, you could have gotten a 1-die with wrestle. But...
That's...
yeah, I think you just take the half die. I don't think that
Star Killer making a difference again.
Okay, he's gonna, yeah.
I think you just
Because like this doesn't matter unless you can pick up the ball after.
Okay.
And now both of your guys who can pick up the ball are not able to pick up the ball.
Right
I guess. Well, yeah, but like the ball's in 3 tackle zones.
Sure hands,
Yeah,
baby.
I mean,
Give me that
I wanna...
45% chance to send this to overtime and then lose.
You try to scatter it again with the thrower if he doesn't pick it up? Is that worth doing it all?
Maybe.
3 plus 4 plus.
I was gonna say, if we get it with the thrower.
Well, it doesn't matter if you fail that over there.
True. Good
Yeah,
job,
but it's fun. It's fine trying to get the ball there. I mean, the 1+ you want. You know, things are kind of tied up a little bit. That it's not
I was gonna say,
super easy to blitz the dancer.
I want to get an assist on.
Well, no tackle on the string
okay.
5.
I was gonna say, stand up, Sean. Do a 2-die with Ben on the catcher, and you just need a push, and then you blitz the dancer with Torfy, and then you pick up with the other skink. Would be the complicated thing I saw, but this probably is the simple thing. The problem is that's your tackle.
No, he's gonna blitz with Coach Lear. He's gonna blitz with his break tackle.
You could.
That's my guess. But like that's setting a 2+ still. I mean, things can happen here.
Yeah. If I could get a player to complete this chain push, I would.
This is probably about as good of a scatter you're gonna get outside of like Danny just straight catching it, or the dancer just straight catching it.
Or they fail it and it goes into the sideline and bounces back towards midfield or something. But yeah.
Oh yeah, it would, or bounces off them. I mean, knowing, I was assuming that was going to bounce right to Roddy.
That is not.
I was gonna say that's our great tackle boy.
Well, I mean, anytime you can risk some double skulls, you got to do it.
I mean, you can technically not lose this turn or this half. So we're going to. No, you can't surf it. It's a sidestepper. And now he's marking the agility
on to the guy you really did not want him to mark.
God.
Madness.
And
now
this is Sparta.
Stunty, but he's still dice rolls, man. All right,
let's just take our blitz and hope for a POW, I guess. Okay.
You got to step on the ball.
Yeah, step on the ball.
See what happens.
It goes out of bounds or to your catcher. Does not.
I was gonna say, have it go to the Saurus. Would be amazing.
All right.
Yeah, no one's ever snaked a roll
do it,
before.
right?
Yeah, I mean that's. I don't have much I can say about that.
He said I don't have words to describe the insanity that I'm watching.
I have words. Insanity is just not one of them.
All right. Well, that War Dancer has been out literally since turn 7, so that actually was a huge turning point in this game. And,
yeah, absolutely. But
bro, after all this, we're gonna get a riot, aren't we? And go back a turn
or quick snap.
Yeah.
He needs riot or quick snap, and nothing else works, right?
Yep.
And I'm hoping for a spite foul on one of these Thoris at the end of the game here. I mean,
you hoping for a spite foul when someone has a bribe on turn 16?
He's got a bribe. There's no APO left. Let's go.
All right, this is the one time we're not going to all-men's line of scrimmage. Okay, as I say that, he starts to deploy all the men's on the line of scrimmage. I mean, I understand you want to maybe prevent the quick snap, but I don't think that would help.
It does prevent the quick snap.
Yeah, you can't prevent it, so I don't know. I think that was just like...
Habit, maybe?
I think he thought about preventing the quick snap.
And
I think that's what that was.
And then he's like, it just doesn't make sense with the strength 4 wrestle dancer.
But I think I do set up to prevent a riot, right?
Well, having everyone across the back line still gives you a chance to move. I mean, you're lizards. You're actually pretty freaking fast overall. So you know, if you mix a sideline cage on one
but a
side,
riot,
you can.
Yeah, a riot, they're gonna just cage up and then.
Right, but even if they cage on one side,
dancer in the middle
of
the cage.
You can get everybody to half, you know, midfield. But
yeah, but them in a cage with 5 catchers is, you know, not great. That being said, like,
well, how would you
5 catchers with a
stop
leaping war dancer in a corner?
So how would you stop a 2-turn attempt here?
Well, you could have a bunch of your guys up and make it so that he can get scoring threats, but not necessarily in a cage at least. I mean, if there's a riot, there's a decent chance Gark's scoring anyway, right? Like, it's hard to stop the 2-turn, but and this does help marginally if he does get the quick snap, so you can kind of argue either way on it.
Okay, well, let's just check where all of our resources are. We've got tackle up top, we've got tackle below that, tail below that, tackle below that, diving tackle below that, tackle below that. So this is a pretty solid setup, unless Gark decides to blitz through one of the skinks, which may be better than just dodging through. No, because you don't want to boat down. Nope, it does not get any of those events we talked about. But do we get our foul? That's what the fans really want to know. We do not.
No, not even a block.
Nope. So that is it. There are no lizards missing next game, which will be the NFC Championship game, because Nelphine and the Atlatl Flechettes have pulled out the victory in a bit of a strange one, but very interesting to say the least. All right, gentlemen, it's been fun. We will catch you guys in an hour and a half. We got another game to do.
Yeah, on to the AFC, right?
Yep, and apparently I don't know who Rel's playing, because apparently it's not Amon like I thought.
Not Amon.
It's Wolf, so it's going to be interesting. All right, thank you, gentlemen. It's been fun, and we'll catch you soon.
Well done, sir.